If you've noticed the temperature has been all over the place, you're not alone. A new study reveals rapid temperature shifts are increasing globally. So think about a day in New York City last month. We all remember this one. March 29th, temperature surged into the low 80s at one point of the day and then dropped into the low 40s all within a few hours. This is one day, but the authors of the study published in the journal Nature Communications warn this could happen more frequently, and they report that it could have irreversible negative effects on human and animal health, infrastructure, air quality, and agriculture. For more, let's bring in CBS News New York meteorologist John Elliott. So, John, thank you so much for being here on this important story. How do these rapid temperature change events happen, and why are they occurring more frequently?
Can we circle back to New York real quick?
Yeah.
While you were telling me that, it reminded me of this. We have a graphic that we share on WCBS Channel 2 here in New York that shows the month. And the blue boxes are below, the red boxes are above. We had count them, four shifts of 30 to 40 degrees in 1 to 3 day periods. When you factored in wind chill, those real feel, it was closer to 50. Parts of the plains, widespread 50-degree temperature changes day to day. I've been talking about this for a long time. This is all amplified waves. People know about the jet stream. Well, the jet stream, if you're ever flying from west to east or east to west, it'll slow or speed the plane. But there's something called Rossby waves. And Rossby waves are a little bit more permanent waves in the atmosphere. But if they buckle and shift or break off, when they break off, and then you have like a persistent flow, then you get this real rapid intensification. Or the flip side of that is you also get a lot of moisture training rain, and that can be related. And obviously it's related to not only the mid-latitudes farther away from the equator, but also topography, geography, many forces going into it. But it's the real world where I can't walk down the street and people say, when's it going to be spring? You got the winter clothes on, then you're in shorts. It's back and forth, and I believe they're going to become more frequent.
Is this tied to climate change, and what regions are seeing this globally?
So I would say yes, because anytime you warm things up, it does tend to amplify. But, the old buzzword used to be global warming. It was a non-starter, because how can you talk about global warming when 2 days later it's 30 below? It's these wild swings, I think, are more indicative of that gradual bump in the numbers. And again, there are parts of Asia that have been really hurt by these. There have been parts of Africa, central parts of South America. We've seen big examples in the last 2 months here in the States as well. And I mean, that's a very interesting map, because you can see there's almost a pattern there. But I think we're going to see some different changes. Real micro. I know that you guys are worldwide, but we've had a major fire in New Jersey. We had this big bump up. We had a big dry spell. You have prevailing winds. I think these kind of wild swings will lead to more events like that. Fires and flash freezes. It's going to be a different way that we have to think about talking about the weather.
I have to be quick with you on this, but it's not just about, oh, do I wear a sweater or not? What are the health effects of these rapid changes, and what can be done to mitigate them?
So many. When you talk about fires, obviously air quality is going to be an issue like that. When you talk about flash freezes, safety becomes an issue. Another insidious thing that we don't talk enough about is fog. Fog can sometimes be kind of the sinister sidekick to some of this stuff. And then we've seen how many fatalities due to fog this year. So this is something, I think, as a weather guy on TV, I think we need to do more with trends, and we need to do more with these short, abbreviated up and down, so people know, so municipalities know, so they can prepare for it. But also, when do you have your AC on? In New York, you don't determine when the heat's on and the AC on. The building does. I think property management has to get on board with this, too.
Okay. John Elliott, thank you.
I hope I totally blew your mind.
You did.